it's to take a main character who's sort of a loved character, frankly, and not only clone her, but then make her go to an area where we're not sure she can come back to herself.
Right.
And a little bit, I always like the books, and this one is no different in that way, in that, all of us go through hard times. And even if it's, the death of a parent or a divorce, or just like your roots really coming in, whatever it is you can't deal with, it changes you. And I like to look in my books at character over time, too. So that's sort of why it's different. This is a test this woman has never had. And the question is, how much the same is she going to be at the end of this book, and how much different?
Well, you have to read the book to find out, because I'm not going to tell you.
Don't tell.
Now, you said when you were on the show last year, you do a book a year. Mm-hmm. So how much pressure is there on you at any given time to be developing the next great character, the next Benny or the next Alice or whoever it happens to be?
Well, I don't think of it as pressure. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And this is a life stream to be able to write and hang out with these little mutts all day. And so I don't think of it that way. The idea just seems to come to me, which is proof of God. I'm convinced that he looks out for people, novelists who don't write with outlines. Thank you, Jesus. And that's sort of what happens.
No outline? You just sit down and start on your laptop, just putting it out there.
Exactly. This idea came to me, and that dinner scene with the evil one and the good one, and as soon as this girl gets buried underground, I'm rolling around the dirt to see what would happen next.
So there wasn't an outline, like you just let it develop as different ideas came to you? How about the characters?
Do I look like an outline kind of girl? I got dogs at my fancy interview. I'm trying to impress you and your viewers, and they're barking at the camera. This is my life. Okay, I don't know. There's no outline.
No outline.
There's no outline in life, is there?
I think Jackie Collins told me once that she writes everything longhand, even now.
I heard that.
Yeah, even now, she just sits down, and someone will eventually transcribe it, onto a typewriter, maybe even a computer. But she says she writes it, and then she'll make herself little notes. A little arrow goes up here, and section 1A, and this is how she creates.
I bet she has no chin hair either. I bet there's someone that comes along and just whisks it away. And
whether she needs it or not, believe me, that girl's got somebody taking care of her.
She's no dummy.
But she takes characters and uses them in a forward fashion, where they may be in just a side character in one book. The next time they move to the forefront and become a main character.
Right.
I've never seen you do that.
No, I don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I write both a series, which is Think Twice is a series, although you don't have to read the other ones. I hate that. We don't have to study anymore. Our life is hard enough. But I also write standalones, like Look Again, the book before this, or the column books. You can just pick them up, and those characters will never reappear. To me, it's two different questions. One will have a character arc that will be like about 380 pages like that. But the others, like Think Twice, are more like, gee, how does this person change in 10 years? Mm-hmm. And if you're a woman, and I think it's true of men as well, but speaking as me, I have girlfriends who I've had for like 30 years.
Right.
And we've seen each other through marriages and dogs and hair colors and breast jobs, and, well, they're not me, but I'm thinking about it. And how have we, sorry, and how have we, I just always feel free talking to you.
Anything else you want to share? You know what, it's just you, me, and a couple of million people.
You're right, no problem.
Feel free to
I
tell me
know, because I
anything.
watch you. I know I'm your wackiest guest. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, if you think this is my wackiest guest, trust me, I have a few other wackos. But it's funny, they are lawyers now that I think about it.
I know.
And they know who they are. Chuck. No, I didn't say that.
Oh, yes, you did.
But you use your legal background, too, in a lot of these
I do.
In a lot of these books.
Well, the truth is, people talk about thrillers. I think there's stories about women. But the real thing is, as much as I like to joke around, and you're the same way, we care about the big issues too. And all of the books, this book is about good and evil. Mm-hmm. It's about justice and injustice. Mm-hmm. It's about right and wrong. And I love that, you say, do you want smart people? Yeah, I want people to think when they read me, and they will. And smart people like you will. I've always thought of my books that way. It's entertainment for smart people. You learn something and you think, and you're also on the edge of your seat.
You know what? That's kind of my idea for the TV show. You learn something, you make people think. I don't know that we're always on the edge of the seat, but we try sometimes.
Yeah, we do that. I mean, I watch you. I'm a fan.
That. Smart people. Okay, so what's next? Can you give us any kind of little hint?
Well, here's the next story. A woman, she's a woman just like us. She's younger than I am. everybody's younger than I am, and she's a lunch mom volunteering in her kid's school, and she has an 8-year-old girl who's bullied a lot. A fire breaks out in the school, and she has to choose whether to save her daughter or her daughter's bully. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I can tell you the moms at home are saying, I know what I'd do.
I know.
You know, it's really interesting how you put something out there, and then, as you just said, all of a sudden now there's that moral dilemma that you start to think
Right.
about.
And women are so thoughtful, and we're also kind of guilt-ridden. I mean, would you forgive yourself if you didn't save the other kid? Would you forgive yourself if you didn't save your kid? What are you going to do? And do it now.
And now I have that idea in my head, and it's like, okay, how does she make a whole book out of that? Because that's like, okay, I did this or I did that. But I guess we have to stay tuned and find out, right? Well, I have to tell you, it was great to have you back. I can't believe the time has gone by so quickly.
And thank you for being so tolerant of the dogs.
Oh, yeah, because they were really a lot of trouble, I'll tell you. Little Tony over there, he didn't even make a move.
Good one. It's the woman who was making trouble.
Well, she was just protecting you, and that's what girlfriends do. We just look out for each other. Okay, the name of the book is called Think Twice. The name of the author, as you know, is Lisa Scottolines. You can read this book, any of her other 16 books. You can read her in the Philadelphia Inquirer. Look for Chick Lit. And we will have you back with us as soon as we can.
Thank you.
You write them, and we'll put them on.
Done.
All right, we'll see you guys the next time. Until then, have a good one.